every evening when the sun goes down, get with my party and I begin to clown. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinking. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. I set 'em up, another round. One more round won't get me down.
Hello and welcome to Drinking with Fear. My name is Pete Selby and I am the Fear.
Yay.
And I am drinking with my regular drinking partners on the podcast, Mr. Ben Roper.
Yay!
That's very loud. And Mr. Wayne Miller.
Hello, though I think you should have just used the intro that we've just missed out.
Yeah, you were singing In the Jungle by...
Tight Fit.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Tight Fit.
They covered it. They weren't the originals. It was the...
Who did the original?
Like I can't remember. It's not the Ramones, but it's the Chiffons or something like that.
Was it the Zara Larsson?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't Zara Larsson. She gets everywhere nowadays, doesn't she?
Conversation
Oh,
from
I love her.
off mic. Anyway, welcome to Drinking with Fear. Now, a little bit of news beforehand. Just where can you access the podcast? Don't know where you're listening to this. If you listen
We've
to
not
it
done
on
that for a while, have we?
No, not really. So, if you listen to this on Facebook, then hello. There are all the videos, all the podcast episodes on Facebook. So if you just go to Facebook and search for your videos, you can find them. Also, if you go to drinkingwithfear.com, you can see all of the episodes on there and listen to them as your heart's content. And also on Apple Podcasts as well. So
We're everywhere now, aren't we?
Exactly.
Can we do it by post?
You can't do it by post, but Apple Podcasts on your mobile is a great way. You can subscribe for free there. Also Spotify as well. Many people have got Spotify accounts. And again, if you type in Drinking with Fear, click subscribe. It's completely free. And it means that you'll get the episodes as and when they appear. So go on Spotify, type us in, and you'll get them on
You know,
there.
that's almost as exciting as an evening with Blind Blessed.
As Blind
Blind.
breasted. Brilliant. Or brilliant, as I probably should say. So, Pete, we've been a couple of episodes since Christmas, and we spoke about Christmas presents, and you never once mentioned, as me and Wayne have just found in your kitchen, a ticket.
Staring at these tickets of Blind Blessed.
Yes, an evening with Brian Blessed.
Yeah.
Tell us this story.
Well, it was a few months before Christmas, and my dad, who I took to see Jonathan Agnew, the cricket commentator, an evening with at Lockwood Town Hall, he texted me to say, do you want to go and see Brian Blessed at Loughborough? To which I said...
Oh, automatically, you just say yes.
Exactly.
Of course I do.
You think so?
Why was he the first person that you thought of?
What?
Why was he the first person? Why were you the first person that he thought of when looking at tickets for Brian Blessed?
I don't know. But my reply to the text was, do you want to go? Because if he really wanted to go, then I would obviously go with him. He says, I thought, I'd like to go and see Brian Blessed. And I thought, well, I don't know why he would think that, because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. It's just...
Is anyone a fan?
Flash Gordon.
Yeah, everyone
Fan
likes
Blessed.
Brian Blessed.
But the thing is, Brian Blessed, my old man with films is awful. And so if I said to him Flash Gordon, he would probably know what I'm on about, but he would not maybe remember that Brian Blessed was in it. And so... I don't understand. I think he just thinks he's like a funny person on, Gordon's alive, dive, and all that sort of shit.
He was great on Have I Got News For You?
Yeah, and I think he thinks it would be quite good. So I was like, okay, if you want to go, just say you want to go, and I'll go with you. Anyway, this was, October, November. And then for Christmas, there was an envelope, and opened the envelope, and there's his ticket to Brian Blessed. And... essentially, I opened it and I went, "Oh, excellent, fantastic!"
Yeah, exactly. Have you written this down on a Christmas list? Anything Brian Blessed based, please.
But the best thing was, I think my sister obviously knew that this was coming, and so as I looked up, you've got my mum looking at me in a kind of like, I know that was in there, and I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go down. You've got my dad with he's just given me basically a bit of gold. And then you've got my sister who was like double finger kind of like, I'm waiting for this response.
It might be amazing.
It might be great. It might be great.
Going to be.
But I just turned around and said, "Oh, thank you very much." I said, "Have you got one?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "We'll have a great time. This is going to be excellent. Thank you very much." And everyone was like, "You just covering yourself." And I says, "No. How can you say that you you're going to go and you're going to enjoy it, but it wasn't your first choice and it wasn't something that you really wanted to do, but that's fine because it's a present. You want to be grateful, but you also want to be excited without kind of saying that it's something that you really want. I mean, you could just flat out lie. It's a very fine balance.
Well, it's everybody that's going to be there will either be bought it as a present or they've bought it whilst they're drunk. They've gone past the town hall and seen An Evening with Brian Blessed and thought, yeah, let's go for it.
I mean, what's he going to do?
I don't know.
I mean, he's not like a comedian.
No.
I mean, he's a
just going to tell witty
very
anecdotes.
specific actor.
I mean, I just thought, how far back are we sitting? Because end of the day, he's got a
The
bit of a
further
voice.
back, the better,
Yeah,
I'd
exactly.
imagine. Yeah, you don't want to be at the front line, you'd be deaf
No,
by
but
the end of it.
I'd rather sit in the front room, kind of sit outside. No, it will be great, and I will report back.
They do some quite good
when-
evenings with it.
Oh, they do. When is it?
I don't know, April the 17th.
Excuse me, April the 17th. So that's near my birthday, actually.
Is it?
No, but actually, it's not
near
like
Wank
wait.
as well?
It's not like wait. It's not like near my birthday 4 months
Well,
before.
that's only a couple of months, so 3 or 4 months. That's soon, man.
No, it's near my birthday.
Time goes quick at our age.
It's within 6 days of my birthday. Well, it's 6 days of my birthday. So,
Oh, well, happy birthday for them, Pete. Seems to be the tradition.
this is the birthday episode.
But I once went to a John Motson An Evening with thing at the town hall.
Wayne, that's a football commentator, by the way.
Yeah. And
I think I knew
A
that.
former one. He's very old now.
he got there a little bit early, and as usual, we go to the bar. But he was already there, and he was in his sheepskin coat, leaning against the bar, just by himself.
Trademark.
You all right there, mate?
All right, calm down.
Just pour in a star problem.
With your shaky, shaky hand. But no, he was stood there by himself at the end of the bar, just leaning on there, drinking a pint of something. So I went up, said hello, John. Said hello, you okay? What's your name? Said, oh, my name's Ben. Massive fan.
How old were you? 6?
I know this was only about 5 years ago. This was, but it's not very often that you go and
What's your name?
get to see John.
Are you having a
Watson.
good time?
Asked me what I wanted for my
Want some
birthday.
sweeties?
Where's your parents?
Yeah.
Get in the car.
But bless him, what he did do for me, I said, John, could you do me a favour? This will be really brilliant. So
Can you get me tickets for Brian Blessed?
I started phoning my mate, Craig, Big Craig, who was sat behind us during the pub one, but never said anything.
Big Trev, yeah.
Big Trev, there. And so I started phoning him and said, when he answers, can you take the call? It will be brilliant. He picks up and he's actually talking to John Motson. And so, this will be a brilliant idea. And it rings, and it rings, and he never answers. He never answers. He didn't have an answer phone.
How
Anything like that.
disappointing.
He just rang it, and John Motson just handed me this back. And that was it. I couldn't really
That's
top that. I said, oh, cheers anyway, mate. Thank
That's
you.
50 quid, please.
Enjoy your night.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been how grateful would you be if you just picked up your phone and thinking it was going to be me and John Motson was talking to you down the phone?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Hello, John.
He knew where I was going as well, so as soon as he started talking to him, he'd have known it was John Motson.
Oh, that'd have been great. That'd have been fantastic. I'd like to have him to have phoned Wayne. For a start, you would never have picked the phone up in a million.
If I saw your name calling my phone,
it
I
could be
would not
anyone,
pick it
and
up.
you wouldn't pick it up, or it's
Yeah.
probably just me. But
and then if I spoke to John Motson, I'd be like,
who the fuck are you?
yeah.
And then he'd be like, I'm a world famous, probably the most famous football commentator.
With Kenneth Walton, one of those up there.
Walton
Who?
Home.
Walton Home. Yeah, it's one letter different.
Withelholme.
Dude.
Sorry, blind blessed.
What's his name?
Kenneth Walton Home.
Waltonholme.
I thought it was Hume.
Hume?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
See, I'm not such a fucking retard now, am
I've got it right. So I don't know if my problem.
I don't think
he's
so.
the guy who said they think it's all over. It is now in 1966. England won the World Cup, by the way, in 66, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
I?
Wait.
Football.
Correct.
Yeah.
So anyway,
We've
I'm going to go
landed on
see
the moon,
Brian
see.
Blessed. Brian Blessed in...
Blind breast.
and I will report back with findings. I presume there will be some kind of text message quiz
Usually
or
is,
questions.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you ask him a question on
Oh,
text.
we got
like,
to ask Brian Blessed, couldn't
If you could ask Brian Blessed...
I can't fucking speak.
what the
now.
hell is up with
It's a-
you? Like,
I don't think I
You've been
get
on the
on
whiskey
with
again.
Brian Blessed as is in any kind of combination.
I think
of
it was that
words.
massive can that you drank in the last episode.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It's still going.
Size of an elephant's
I'm
leg.
surprised you're still not drinking it, mate.
Absolutely ridiculous. No, well, you send these text messages when you go to these evening with you tweet using a hashtag or you tweet Wayne on Twitter at Drinking Fear. You can you tweet in your questions, and then they answer the questions in the final half of
They
the
do.
thing.
My brother did the same thing with John Motson, and he texted in saying, "Who is the most annoying pundit that you've ever worked with, John Motson?" It's okay. I know it's Garth Brooks. But he never read that one out.
Oh, good old Garth.
It's Crooks as well, isn't it? Not Brooks. He's a country and western singer.
Whichever
one it is.
Yeah.
What has happened to us?
No.
You're getting
New
names.
Year.
It's January. We're recovering.
You're getting names completely wrong.
I can't
Wayne's
speak.
can't speak, and I'm going to see
You're-
Brian Blessed. We've started 2019
New Year's.
on completely the wrong foot. Anyway, drinking wise, because it is Drinking with Fear, and if you're new to the podcast, then we are drinking and we are recording ourselves drinking and talking complete garbage after you listen to the first 10 minutes. I am drinking a Star Bravo, and as you heard me pour earlier, into a nice pint glass actually, so I'm doing it properly. Wayne, what are you drinking?
I've got a strawberry daiquiri.
Yeah, it's a Christmas one, I take
Not
it.
really, it's a Carling.
Just made me look like a liar, then. Didn't you?
You are a liar.
So I'm a Kingfisher.
Nice.
Kingfisher, the arch nemesis of the Cobra.
Which would you prefer if you have a choice?
Cobra every time.
I think that Kingfisher, and you got it completely right, because it's the arch nemesis of Cobra.
Well, where's Tiger fit into this?
I like Tiger.
Tiger's a bitter, though, isn't it?
I think there is a bitter version,
Yeah.
but Tiger Lager, which is very nice. But when you go into a curry house, generally they'll have Kingfisher or Cobra.
Yeah.
The problem is Kingfisher is nice. It's okay.
It's all right.
Kingfisher's more of a Chinese eatery.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah, if you
I know, you get Singer in Thai.
yeah, you do.
Singer bit is nice.
It's all
Things
right,
like-
but it's not a very big... Oh, God. It's not a very big bottle, is it?
But the problem is, the problem for me is because you've got Cobra and Kingfisher, it's always going to be Cobra for me.
Of course.
Obviously. But when you go somewhere and they've only got Kingfisher, through no fault of Kingfisher's own, it seems like a bit of a disappointment. Mm-hmm. When
Is
in
it
fact,
like when you go to a fast food restaurant and they have Pepsi instead of Coke?
I can't taste the difference.
You can't. I
No.
can definitely taste the difference.
I can taste the difference between them, but it's no fault of Kingfisher. It's a very nice beer, but when they do it, why ain't you got Cobra on tap? Come on, sort yourself out.
No, I agree.
Be a proper establishment. Although the fact that we frequent the same place 99% of the time means that we don't have to worry about these
I love that.
first world problems.
I love it. You can go into the same Indian and not have to talk. You walk in, sit down, they put the pint in front of you, they nod at you at whatever point when you want to order, they'll just write it down, go off.
Yeah.
Pour you another pint. Once you finish that one, bring it over.
Yeah, you don't have to say a thing,
So
which
you
is
go-
great, especially when you go to bed.
Of course we do. Arsehole.
Well, the fact is that because of this podcast, that we can't no longer talk because
Yeah.
we need to save the stories
I
up for
prefer it that way.
this.
I mean, not talking to you outside of here is a blessing, a Brian blessing.
Oh,
Brian.
Clever.
I think that's possibly the cleverest thing you've ever said in your
It's
life.
probably the cleverest thing I ever will say.
You didn't actually get the words out properly, so I'm going to
that's
give you
fine.
half marks.
Yeah.
But them half marks are still better than anything you've said before.
Did say Bressing.
But, well, that's-
The problem with Brian Blessing is
Okay, there's just one, is there? There's
No.
just one problem that Brian Blessed has got.
how old is Brian Blessed?
Oh, he's got to be 70s. He can't climb Everest anymore. I know that.
No, I would say
By the way, I do not know the answer.
Oh, what's the point in this quiz then?
no. You can find out very shortly. I'm going to say 78.
You're going to go for 78. Now, my theory behind this is because I just automatically went, I think he's really, really old. And so what happens if this is kind of like a weird kind of morbid last tour where he's
Do
actually...
you see him die on stage?
Oh yeah, like a Tommy Cooper sort of thing.
That would be very good. But
Why would that be very good?
Oh, what's wrong with you?
No,
Just so
I
you
mean,
can say you
He's
were there.
a treasure.
if he was going to die that day, he'd probably want it to be on stage.
And in front of you.
Yeah, it feels
Obviously.
like a theatre, not just like an evening with Brian Blessed when he's all depressed and a bit drunk.
No, you get this wrong. If he's going to pop his clogs on that day, so it's like Groundhog Day, that guy, the homeless guy, was always going to die. Whatever
Yeah.
Bill Murray tried to do, he tried to save him, tried to feed him, eat loads of food, and then the nurse at the hospital just said, look, that was his time. Today's just his day, If Brian Blessed is going to die on the 17th of April 2019, I think he'd probably want it to be on stage, okay? if he's going to do it on that day. So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. If I get prior warning and can film it, make a lot of money. But anyway, I think he's really old. And I'm just thinking, the one thing with Brian Blessed is his voice, big booming voice. If he's lost that, there's nothing.
No. Will somebody make a pun out of Gordon's alive if he does pop his clogs on that stage?
I think he'll do it. I think he'll say it.
No, but
alive, Brian ain't.
Yeah.
Hang on, so how old did you say?
78.
Oh, I'll go 77 then. I'll be the arse.
I always go 79, because I was thinking probably 80s, so I'll go 79. Talk amongst yourselves.
Don't really want to.
What do you think Brian Blessed's best film
You
is?
said Blessed again. What's wrong with Brian Blessed's
He's
best
82,
film?
he's 82.
Oh,
82?
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought he was old.
Yeah.
But end of the day, here we go, the first bit's OBE. Give it anyone nowadays. Is an English actor, writer, presenter, and comedian.
That's a bit harsh.
He is known for his booming voice. They are. Job done.
He's in some adverts at the minute.
Right, well, there you go. He'll talk about that.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Has he
I'm
joined
looking
the
forward to
World
it, and I'm very grateful for the ticket.
Okay, so today, on my way home from work, and you hear about them all the time, but you never really see them that much. So I saw a car crash. An actual car crash, two cars going into each other. Well, it didn't seem that bad. It was in stationary traffic. Both people got out.
You saw it happen?
I saw it happen, yeah. I was just on the way back from Leicester today, which made me think about the only time I've ever actually been involved in a car crash.
Right.
And this was when I was about 7 or 8, and the only way I can describe it, you're at that age when your mates used to come round your house for tea.
Are you on about micro machines here?
Yeah, that sort of era.
Oh, no, I mean crash.
No, not at all.
Scale electrics.
People died, Selby.
No, they didn't die.
How
No,
the
it's
fuck you
fine.
know?
No, it's fine.
First time you're in about this.
It's fine. So it was my mate Richard.
They could have done though.
My mate Richard had come
Good old
round
Dickie.
and cooked him. It was probably something like fish fingers and chips. Just your standard stuff you've always got in your freezer. Chuck them in when you got somebody else coming round. And we were driving Richard home afterwards, and he was in the back seat of my car. I was in the front, Mum driving, and we got to this junction. Do you know Colditz in Loughborough? Big block of flats near Morrison's.
Make your way.
But yeah, we pulled up at this junction to turn right, and Mum looked right and looked left, and it was towards 5 o'clock, so we were very, very busy. And she was getting a bit annoyed with how people weren't letting her out. It was really, really busy, and she had to get Richard home. I had to get back because we left my brother in the house still. And she saw a gap. I thought she could quickly put her foot down and get into it.
Uh-oh.
What she didn't notice was the old man on his bike
Oh.
that was cycling along the pavement that was pulling out towards her.
Is it Brian Blessed?
It wasn't Brian Blessed, no.
Should have been.
And it was one of those ones where she realised just before it happened, went to reverse, but the person behind had pulled forward, so she couldn't reverse and had to just let it happen. So this old boy, in proper Hollywood style, went into the side of the car on his bike, went over the bonnet, somersaulted, landed on the road on the other side, and his leg fell off.
I'm hoping it was a prosthetic of some sort.
He was wearing a prosthetic leg.
Pathetic. Say no, it's not only me, is it, bitches? No!
Prosthetic. It was a prosthetic leg that he had. Obviously, me and Richard were very young and weren't aware of prosthetic leg. We're going to call them false legs. Shot off, span off, flew on the other side. Richard screamed. Absolutely screamed. I wasn't far off. I was absolutely... Well, I cracked myself a little bit when I saw it. And then this old man, he managed to hold himself up, hanging onto the car with just one leg on there and hopping across. And I think somebody got out the other cars, picked up his leg and brought it back to him. Reconnected it.
Picked up his
pathetic leg.
pathetic leg.
Yeah, that's the one. And Joe, it's one of those things I haven't thought about in years. And it's just, it just came from seeing that. Has that ever happened to you?
A couple of things.
Okay.
So, first of all, the guy was riding a bicycle with his pathetic leg.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this would have been a while ago.
It was, yeah.
You know, best part 30 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
But pathetic leg kind of technology has come on quite a lot recently. He wasn't wearing a blade or anything.
I think it was just the bottom half of his knee. It was just
Bottom half of his knee.
yeah, from like the lower leg.
Was there a full-blown foot, or was it just kind of a...
They had a shoe on. And this was a long time. So if you're asking me for specific details, I said that well, asking me for specific details, then you might not get them. I was very, very young and very, very shocked by this man's leg
I
falling
think
off.
that's it. That's the story is pretty good by itself. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not that many
You
more
have to drill
details.
down into
we
anything
need
else.
to,
The only other details that were that it was okay where the car got bent out and my dad had to spend a week round his house trying to fix his wheel for him. It was all buckled up. And we had to give him a lift home, actually. We gave him a lift home.
That's the least you could do.
Yeah.
Was he in the back seat and then his
He
leg
was
in the
back
boot?
seat- He was in the back seat next to Richard, who'd just been screaming that his leg had fell off. And then put it back on his home next to him. Yeah, with the bike in the boot.
Who's your favourite amputee? I'm trying to think of any.
Who's the one that Richard Kimball didn't like?
The man with one arm.
Yeah, the one-armed man.
Yeah.
So we're going to do like top five.
Yeah.
Can you think of 5 amputees?
Oscar
Yeah,
Pistorius.
some of them
That's
I can't. Some of them I can't kind of differentiate between each other. Like, is in terms of like being number 1 or number 2. Can I have halves?
You can just have. Oh,
Does it have to be an amputee, or is it somebody that's just born without?
it can be that as well.
Because my old boss, famously claimed that he was sleeping with somebody for about 3 weeks before he found out that she got a false arm.
Nice.
See, instantly the story that came to mind was in Friends when Joey slept with the girl with the leg and throws on the fire. Yeah. I mean, obviously, going to be heavily sports based. As a person who works in disability sports, I will say you'd have to go Johnny Peacock.
Don't know who that is.
He's a runner.
He's basically the 100 meter. He's the
Usain
Usain
Bolt,
Bolt
yes.
of, and he's British, wins gold medals.
Is
He was
it
on Strictly
Blades
Come
thing?
Dancing. Yeah, he's on Strictly Come Dancing as well a few years ago. Johnny Peacock would have to be number 1.
It would be better if
you
they
knew
did
who
like
they were.
the like Paralympics, but they weren't allowed to use prosthetics.
Oh God.
Like if they did the 100 meters and he's not allowed his blades, that would be more impressive.
It would be. I kind of agree with Wayne on this one. So I don't get
Really?
I don't get certain things in the Paralympics as to what there's certain disabilities that I don't think are more of a disability than other disabilities, but they're allowed to compete in the same sport. Like
Yeah, but you have like the different grades, don't you? Like you don't have
Yeah.
like a blind person going against someone who's deaf.
it's like a deaf person swimming. I don't think that would make the disability that hard.
Exactly.
If anything,
That's
it'd
why
be a lot easier.
they're not
less
graded
less
as a
distraction.
disability.
Are they not though? I thought they were.
No,
I
no,
thought
no,
you
You
had
have
to
deaf
win-
people in swimming.
You have multiple categories of disability. So
It's like K3 or whatever it's called.
exactly.
Do they get looked down on? Do the people that are less disabled?
No, it's essentially
Make fun of it.
essentially you have, let's just say you have 100 meter sprints, and you would have say 6 disability categories 1 to 6. Now so let's say 1 would be partial amputee of say the lower half of one leg, so you've got a blade on 1, okay, or maybe on 2. And then you're all the way up to people who have, say, like, obviously got mental disabilities, so CP categories and all that sort of thing. And then you have also blind runners, essentially.
That's not a disability. If a blind
What, being
runner-
blind?
and running, if you're just running in a straight line, that's not going to be that much of a disability.
you have a guide runner with you.
To run in a straight line.
Yeah. You basically have they have their hands kind of tied virtually to each other, kind of thing.
It's just really naive and ignorant of me to think
Yes.
that
And
it's not going to slow me down. If I lost my sight tomorrow, I'm still going to be able to run the same.
Well, yeah, I mean,
No, but
you're
the
just
thing is,
gonna
though, Ben-
all be I mean, when you're doing the 100 meters, the lanes are quite tight. You only have to go off a little bit of a way.
So they still have to stay in their lane.
No, but Ben, if let's just say that you have a blindfold on, and I tell you to run as fast as you can in one direction, you're not going to do that because you think you're going to run into something, and so that's what they're doing. They're basically going, I've seen blind skiing. Now imagine
Wow.
going down.
No, I've seen that.
That's
Yeah,
kinda
they have somebody in front of them for that, don't they?
Exactly, they have a guide who's talking to him, so like
We
left,
won the
right.
gold, didn't we?
But it happens. So basically, you're a runner, and you have your say right arm tied to a guided runner who's obviously very good, and they run with him, him or her. And then when they get to the line, the guide runner cannot break the line first. The blind runner has to. So the guide runner has to time it very well to kind of just drop back so the other person runs through the line. Or else to get disqualified.
Wow.
Okay. Before we go any further, I'd like you both to try one of my Christmas beers.
This looks fucking dreadful.
It looks like Coke.
Okay,
No,
so this is
good sip.
Well, it looks very flat to start off with.
Yeah, what's it called? Before I die
It's
from
called
this. I want to know what poison it is.
Fallen Angel.
It's almost like, it looks like a mixture of the things that you get in when you're putting all the drip trays together. It looks like that.
This was bought for me specifically to drink on the podcast.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Well, yeah, it looks like it's brown. It looks a bit like flat Coke.
Yep.
I mean, if you're talking some kind of like, Christmas time, some kind of religious, it looks like
Quite sweet.
It looks like all the bowels that fell out of Jesus whilst on the cross. I think that's what this is the stuff
Fair
at the
enough.
bottom of the hill.
Black Death, this is called.
Funny enough, it smells like flat Pepsi as well.
No, don't say anything until Roper's had a drink.
I'm checking out the facial expressions. Oh, no, that's not a good one. Quickly gone for a swig of the Starvepraven.
Star Parvin. I drank it. You have to swallow it. I drank it. It's fucking
Oh, that's
awful.
the worst thing I've ever tried. It's burning my tongue.
It is. Would you like me to
Why is
read
it
the
burning
blurb?
my tongue?
Black Death.
That's horrible.
Warning. Seriously hot beer, strictly for people who can stand extreme chilly heat.
Well, it's fine if you know
Black
it's going to be
in
strong.
colour, the beer is an oatmeal stout with an extreme heat of Naga or death chili.
Naga.
Yeah, but also smooth, slightly sweet taste.
No, there's nothing smooth or sweet about that. That's fucking awful.
Okay. It
you
looks
like
like it looks like brown water. It looks like flat Coke. It smells. There's hardly any smell to it. It smells a bit
I
like.
didn't get that far. You had a little sip and tested it. I just went straight in for a
If you
for a
smell
swig.
that, it smells a little bit
Have a
like.
proper drink, Selby.
I fucking drank some of it. It's
You did
really
not. There's hardly anything gone.
yeah for a reason. It's horrible.
He had a little sip. I had a good swig.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned actually.
Yeah,
I thought you
a
were
little
going to. No, it's very very strong. It's very strong. It's very. There's a lot of chili
I
involved.
think Roper might have had a bit too much.
It tastes more like Tabasco. There's a lot of Tabasco.
there's a
in
lot
there.
of Tabasco in it.
It's-
I just wasn't
it's
expecting it.
absolutely
It's
horrible.
Naga chili, apparently.
Well, I
Or
like
death
Naga,
chili.
but that's.
I
fucking-
like Naga.
How are you still drinking it? What are you doing? We've got all sorts of lagers.
I don't mind it. It's quite sweet.
No, that's...
Get the hell out. That will come out the same way.
Oh, it's going to be horrible.
Oh my god, that's
It
absolutely.
does actually burn when it's going down.
Okay,
Fucking hell.
I can feel it in my stomach. Alright, I can feel it in my stomach. It was
Okay.
a good gulp I took, so I'm not being that much of a wimp.
No.
couple of
Not
things.
at all.
Who the fuck gave you that?
My sister.
Is that the...
Right. Oh
She's the one who gave me the Jason Statham
the Jason-
pillow
Right.
cushion.
yes.
Yeah, really bad Christmas.
That
That
is
bestiality pornography.
Woeful.
Mean, isn't it? It's mean.
that's absolutely woeful. It's horrible, and it's a shame that I didn't see it first. I would have bought you that. I'd say, what are you still drinking it for?
It's a present. What else am I going to do with it?
Fuck you. What,
Yeah,
You're
no.
not strong as
You
a
could
shit.
do a
I'd
lot.
opt in for the not drinking.
You know, if you want to change the colour of your car, you can pour it over
4.5.
it.
That's not bad.
4 point, yeah, but it's not the alcohol content.
It just tastes like
I
shite.
can still go.
Well, that's
still,
why I brought two
you
beers
go,
out
sorry.
just in case.
Yeah, but you had a little sip, dude.
I know, but I
It's
can-
the tiniest amount.
That's horrible.
Go on, try a bit more.
For
For the podcast.
Yeah,
Have a good swig.
No, have a good swallow.
Good swig.
A good swallow. Go on. And you're expecting that, so it's not going to be as bad.
Swill it round a bit.
Yeah, go on.
I can't.
Gargle.
I can't.
Gargle.
I can't.
Gargle. Gargle.
I can't put into words, apart from no, fuck off, that I am never in a million years having any of that again. Never in a million years. That is the worst drink of all. You're fucking still drinking it. What are you doing? Just pour it away.
I'm drinking
I don't
Tuborg.
mind it. That was the biggest swig than I intended to take. Fucking hell. My eyes watering.
I'd like to pet you before I go. I'll be back tomorrow night so we can drink some more. I don't care what the people are thinking. I'm not drunk, I'm just a drinking. I said more, another round. I said more, another round. I said more. another round, one more round, get me down. Another round.